Hi there, it's Kathy here, and today we're going to be making 6 delicious white bread rolls. They really are very, very tasty. So, quite an easy one. First thing we're going to do is put in 185 milliliters of warm water. So if you just pour that into your bowl, and then we're going to start adding all of our other ingredients now. So the first thing we'll add is our yeast. We need half a tablespoon of this. This is what will make our bread rise. So if you just get half a tablespoon, make sure it's flat, you don't want a heaped tablespoon, and just pop that in with your water. And then we're going to put in a tablespoon of castor sugar. If you haven't got sugar, you can use honey instead, or you can use granulated sugar, it doesn't really matter. So just put in a tablespoon of the sugar into here as well. And next we need some oil. We need a tablespoon of the oil as well. So make sure you do it in that order, because otherwise your spoon is going to get all sticky from the oil. So I'm using sunflower oil. You can use any type of vegetable oil or olive oil actually if you haven't got it. So just pour a tablespoon into there. And then we need half a teaspoon of salt. We just pour that in. Oops. It might be easier for you to take this from a bowl rather than doing it over the bowl like I just did, because if you put too much in, it's going to taste really disgusting. So next we're going to put in our flour. So I've got 450 grams of plain flour here ready that I'm going to slowly start pouring in, but as I do it I'm going to keep on stirring. So we're going to start stirring all of our ingredients together now and adding a little bit of flour at a time and giving it a big stir. You'll be able to start to smell it. It's starting to smell like bread already, and that's the yeast working. So keep on giving it a big stir as you go. You'll end up with big muscles after this one, because we're going to do some kneading in a second as well. Let's give it a good stir all together. And you will see that the ingredients inside are slowly starting to come together. I don't know if you can see that. So at this stage you might need to add a little bit more water. You might not. Let's have a look. Okay, so when you've got your ingredients that are looking like that, it's quite tricky to see, isn't it? You're going to start to bring it together then using your hands. You want to try and make this into a big ball, so start bringing it all together by giving it a squeeze as you go. And the heat of your hands will start to work on that as well to bring it all together. And when it's starting to come together in a bowl, then you can bring it onto your board, but we'll just do a little bit more. Just get that working. Okay, I think we're there with that. So put it onto your board. Before you do anything else now, sprinkle a little bit of flour onto your board, just so it doesn't get too stuck. And then you're going to start to do what is called kneading, which is where you give it a squish and then pull it back, and give it another squish and pull it back, and just keep on doing that until all of those ingredients start going together really, really nicely. You're going to need to do this for quite a while. It's a good workout, this is. You might find your arms start to get a bit sore, but keep on going if you can. Or take a little break if you need to, but make sure that you're getting it all done really, really nicely, because then once all of those ingredients are nicely together, and the mixture will be all nice and smooth, and you'll get a really, really nice dough. So I have been kneading this dough now for about 4 or 5 minutes. You can see now it's nice and smooth and feels quite elasticy, which is exactly how we want it. All we're going to do with it now is pop it back into the bowl that you used earlier and cover it either with some cling film or a tea towel. And you'll be pleased to hear that you get a bit of a break now, because I expect your arms are probably hurting a bit. We're just going to put that somewhere warm now so that it can get bigger. Remember, we put the yeast in at the beginning. That's going to work with all the other ingredients now and make it get bigger. But we need a bit of heat to do that. So you can either put it perhaps by a radiator, or in the airing cupboard is quite a good one, or what I'm going to do is put it on top of the stove, because I've got the oven on ready for cooking later. So I'll pop back in a bit when mine is increased in size, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so now we're ready for the next stage. I've left the dough for about an hour. I don't know if you can see that, but it's gone about double the size, which is exactly what we want. So we're just going to take this out of the bowl and pop that onto the board. We're going to get a little bit more flour like we did last time, just so it doesn't stick. And we're just going to Do a little bit more kneading with this again. Let me move the board over a bit so you can see. And as I said at the beginning, we're going to make 6 bread rolls of this. So we're just going to take a knife and cut it in half. So we've got 2 pieces this size, and then with each of these, then we're going to make 2 cuts in it so that we've got 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. So we've then got our 6 pieces of dough, and we want to try and make these as evenly sized as possible because we all want them to be around about the same size. So you're going to end up with 6 pieces like this. Okay? And you're just going to take each piece then and just roll it up into a ball. If you imagine what a bread roll looks like, that's exactly what we're trying to do. There we go. And we're just going to put it onto a baking tray that has got a piece of baking paper on it. Just going to place that on there like that. And we're going to do the same with the other 5. I'm just going to put those next to it. I'll just quickly do these ones for you as well. And we're going to leave a bit of a gap between these because what we want them to do is stick together, like when you buy a packet of bread in the shop, or a packet of rolls I should say in the shop. But they're going to rise a little bit now when they cook, so we don't want to put them too close together. We need to leave a little bit of a gap. So you need around about 2 centimetres between them. There we go. So I'll show you how it looks now so you know how to do it. So hopefully you can see that. That's the kind of spacing that we need between them. And then we're just going to put those in the oven then for between 15 to 20 minutes on 200 degrees and gas mark 7, so I had to think then. All right, so I'm going to do that and then I'll show you them when they're all finished. So my bread rolls are all done. I hope you can see them. They are smelling absolutely amazing. I love fresh bread, so I'm going to be having one while they're nice and warm now with a bit of butter. I'd love to see photos if you've had a chance to do these as well. All you need to do is take a photo and just put it in the comments below, and then our team of franchisees then later on in the week are going to choose from the entries that we get, so all of your pictures, and choose a winner so that you can win these lovely prizes. I hope you've had a really, really good time cooking with us today, and keep a lookout for the next recipe that's coming up. It's going to be a really good one. Enjoy everyone, bye!